Okay, girls, we are live. Thanks, Phyllis, for that. You can see it. So, what I want to talk about this morning is getting more clients through the web. I believe that with marketing, the internet is the easiest way to get new clients. Marketing's changed a lot in the last 20 to 30 years. It used to be that print was king. And so people used to spend a lot of money on advertising. I personally think that you are going to find your customers online. That's where you're going to find them. And if you are doing skin rejuvenation treatments, do you know that the number of women between, I think it's early 30s or late 20s and 50 that use Facebook is phenomenal. So your target market we already know is on Facebook. Now, depending on the age of your clients and who you're trying to target, depends on which medium you're going to actually try for. So like younger people really do like Pinterest. I can't even say it, Pinterest. So that's something else you might like to do. So the reason why I decided to do this webinar was because one of my actual wholesalers had just finished her beauty therapy course, her diploma, and so she started a salon. And of course, what happened was she did her big launch and her big VIP day, and then afterwards she was struggling to get clients. Now she's a fantastic technician. She knows her stuff, even though she's only just graduated. She is amazing. She was actually my student, so she was taught very, very well, and she's struggling. She can't get people through the door. She invested money in a website. And again, like I've had other people say to me, I've spent so much money on my website, but it's not bringing me in any clients. And the reason why it's not bringing in any clients is because it's not laser targeted to your what your clients are actually typing in to Google. So what this is about is trying to work out how you can get those clients that are online. So go to the next one. How do I get this to do it? So the first thing you need to identify with any marketing is who's your target market. And it's not everyone. If you are trying to target every single person, you will end up getting nobody. So you have to actually work out who are you trying to target. If you do a lot of skin rejuvenation treatments, my suggestion is that you're really targeting anyone from 28 and above, who is female generally. Not to say males won't do it, but 28 seems to be the age where they suddenly start to freak out about aging. So if you were doing any targeting, say for example on Facebook, I would be doing 28 plus. If you have a lot of teenagers, again, you can target them, but seriously, who you should be targeting is the actual mothers. They're the ones who pay the bill. So again, you're looking at a demographic that is most likely for that age group 40 plus, because generally by the time, or not 40 plus, maybe 30 plus, but depending on if they had their child really early. But yeah, so that's, you need to have a think about who you're actually targeting. I love this quote from Coco Chanel. She was an amazing woman. I've actually read her biography. And in order to be irreplaceable, you have to be different. So what I want you to think about, and what I would suggest you do, is go and see your competitors. Go and get one of their price lists. Have a look at their website. See what they're doing, because you need to be different to what they are. Because if there's no difference between you and the person around the corner, they're just going to judge on price. They have no choice. And now, a classic example of this is one of my other girls who tends to do a lot of nails. What would end up happening is she would get a phone call about nails, and they'd ask, the first question they always ask is, how much is a refill? And so she pretty much, when she answered the phone, told them how much the refill was, and the client said, oh, thanks for that. I'll call you back if, and so she never got the sale. And I actually said to her, I said, you're going about this all the wrong way. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because you can do all the marketing you want on the web, but if you don't have the right systems in place in your salon at the point of contact with the customer, you're going to lose them. So what I told her to do is she actually needs to craft a speech that when someone rings up for a price, that she actually tells them why they're different, because otherwise you are competing with the Asian nail bars and we can't compete on that price. So I told her to go in depth about the product that she used and how it was free of methyl methacrylate, which causes cancer and stuff, how she guarantees her work, what have you, and then tell them the price. But tell them that, you know, and I would even say you can get it cheaper elsewhere, but the quality will be nowhere near as good. So address your clients' hesitations is what I'm trying to say. So you do need to differentiate yourself between your competitors. And again, I want you to think about this. Why should a client choose you instead of a competitor? Now, if you can't answer that succinctly, then your marketing is going to struggle. Because if you don't know how you're different, how's your client meant to know how you're different? So, and it does take a bit of effort and time to do this, but you do need to do it. You need to work out why they should choose you. What is different about you to someone who is offering the same service, basically? Okay, so when I did have my salon, this is actually what I had. I'll show you what was on my brochure. But basically, I told them that I was a skin transformation specialist. And in my clinic, I didn't actually do waxing. I only did facials. Now, can I tell you that we had another therapist in the same place renting a room like I was, and every single facial client came to me. They did not go to her. And the reason why was because I had positioned myself from the very beginning that I was an expert in that. Now, if you own a salon, I'm not suggesting that you don't do waxing or you don't do pedicures or whatever else, but I want you to think about what is it that you love the most doing. And if whatever it is, whether it's Brazilians, whether it's facials, focus on that. Focus your marketing on that. You can still do the other things, but focus your marketing on one particular thing. And if you want to target more than one thing, then each time you do marketing, it needs to focus on that specific thing. You can't be a generalist. No one is going to go to a generalist. You know, for example, with me, with my neck, there is no way I'm going to go to a GP to operate on me. I want to go to someone who's an expert, and that's why this is all about positioning yourself. And I've already said this. People buy from an expert, pretty much. So again, it comes down to positioning. So I wanted to show you this. Panadol is, I don't know what you call them in America. It's paracetamol. You call it something different there. But these two tablets, by the way, are exactly the same drug. Same percentage. Now, having a look at this, if you had neck and back pain, aren't you going to go for that one? The back and neck pain? Of course you are, because it actually states what it's actually going to treat. This doesn't state anything. And again, like with your brochures, you need to target specifically. And the reason why I'm telling you this, like I said, is because if all this back-end stuff is not done, you'll lose your client once you actually get them. By the time the client actually calls you, they've gone through a process in their head of ticking some boxes as to why they should actually choose you. So I don't want you to be let down at the end when the client actually visits you. So this was actually on my brochure, and yes, I do like pink, if you haven't picked up. I actually put on my facial brochure how I'm different, and I sort of addressed their question. So I've actually said, what makes us different? Are you struggling with your skin? Have you spent a fortune on treatments or products but still seem to have the same problem? Are you confused about what works and what doesn't? And I've actually said straight out, the problem with most estheticians is that they're not specialists. At Rococo, we specialise in one thing and one thing only, skin. And I can guarantee you every single client who picked up that brochure, if they had a skin question, they never went to anyone else except for me. And I guaranteed that I would fix their skin. Now, that is something that you need to decide for yourself. whether you feel comfortable with doing that. But for me, it was a really big motivation, because if their skin wasn't heading in the direction that I wanted, then my brain would start racking for answers and researching, trying to work out how can I fix this skin. And you know what? I've never to this day had someone who wasn't ecstatic at the end of 12 weeks. And I do tell them up front, it is 12 weeks. So they are, from the beginning, expecting that it is going to take a period of time, that there is so many facials involved with that. So again, you're setting the expectations. Okay, so this is really the basis of the actual webinar today. So you need to build a niche, and that's why I'm saying find what basically lights you up and focus on that, because you're going to find it much easier to get excited about something that you love than something, for example, that you don't like doing. So it needs to be an inch wide and a mile deep. So what that actually means is, with your marketing, you're only targeting a very select number of people. And that's why I said, if you try to target everyone, one, you are not going to get anywhere with Google, because you are competing with other companies. And they are paying out hundreds or thousands of dollars to get a specific keyword where they register on the first page of Google. So you can't compete with that. You can't compete with the big boys, not unless you've got money to burn. So that's why I'm saying build a niche, and I'll show you how you can do this with your keywords and stuff. And what you need to do is, once you've found your little niche that you're going to target, for example, you may decide that you are going to target acne, and you are going to be an acne specialist. Or you could decide that, hey, you are going to target skin rejuvenation, and natural methods that don't involve any pain or any downtime. Do you know how many women would jump at that? Again, another niche, and this will sound really odd, Brazilians. Do you know how many girls are tortured by estheticians with their Brazilian waxes? Seriously, there is that many of them. I had people, before I decided I was specializing in skin, I had clients who would beg me to take their friend, because they had been somewhere else and the whole experience had been so incredibly painful for them. So again, like, there's people out there looking for a specific thing. So just work out what it is that you actually would like to specialize in. In the little chat box, can you guys just pop in, what is it that you think that you would like to particularly target with your marketing, or that you'd like to specialize in? If someone wants to pop something in the chat box, and then I can have a look. I'm not sure if you guys know where it is. I'm hoping you do. There's a questions box, and then there's a chat box as well. So I'm actually going to type something in so you can see where it is, and it should pop up on your screen somewhere. Okay, I'm not sure if you girls have found it, but that's all good. So we will keep going. Part of what I would like to do with Rococo, particularly next year, is assist you girls with marketing. I don't know if you know, but basically I was doing a business degree, and I actually pulled out because I was unable to concentrate because of the medications. But my business degree was in marketing. So I love that. So, you know, like, to me, if I wasn't doing skin, I would do marketing, because it is just purely human psychology. So Phyllis has got that she would like to specialize in oncology aesthetics. That's awesome, Phyllis, and that's a very good niche as well. So you shouldn't have any problem positioning yourself there. Rebuilding the dermis, Phyllis, yep, totally agree. And there's so many women out there who and are looking for alternatives to fillers and Botox. Now, I'm not criticising fillers or Botox. I've got girlfriends who've had it done, but there are a lot of people out there who don't want to go that pathway, but they're sort of lost as to how they can do something. So definitely you can target with that. Just seeing if Karen's actually written anything in. No, she hasn't. So I will keep going with this. There's not many slides here, by the way. So what I want to talk about is Google AdWords. Now, I'm one of these people that I don't really like to pay for marketing. In fact, I'll avoid it. I have done it previously. I have wasted thousands and thousands of dollars. And can I tell you, it got me nowhere. It didn't get me any clients. It got me brand awareness. But brand awareness is not necessarily converted into a sale. And if it's not converting into a sale, then it's not working. And that's really what you need to look at. Like anything like TV or radio, you need a targeted plan for it. You cannot do it as a one-off. If you do it as a one-off, you will just literally burn your money. I've done like advertising like on the sides of buses. I did that for a whole year. That cost me nearly like $6,000. Sure, everyone saw the bus. Everyone had heard of me. Didn't give me any more sales. I've done TV advertising again. And to be quite honest, all I got was the pensioners who wanted a freebie. And I've done radio. So I've done all of them. And can I tell you, the best advertising I've ever done has been Facebook. And it's been a slow process to get where I've gone. But every single one of the stockers that we have on board, we have them on board because they contacted me. It wasn't because I literally went door knocking or calling people. They came to me, every single one came to me, which is fairly phenomenal in a business because most businesses will do some sort of cold calling. So what I want you to use Google AdWords for is for building pages on your website. Now, does everyone have a website? Can I just have a raise of hands? I'm just assuming that you all do. Yep, Phyllis has got one. Jolene's got one. Awesome. Karen, do you have a... Marina's got one. Karen, do you have a website? I don't know if she does. I think she does. Yes, she does. Awesome. So what I want you to use Google AdWords for is to actually target specific pages on your website. Now, these pages do not necessarily need to be visible, so that if someone goes to your website, it could be a hidden page at the back end, but regardless, it will get ranked in Google. So what I'm going to go through is that and how you can do it. So one, identify what you got, who you're targeting. You need to do that to start with, and that's why I went through those questions the other day. So you can't be everything, like I said. You can't be everything. If you try to be everything, you'll get nobody. And that's pretty much the gist of it. So I think, okay, this is my last slide. So I'm actually going to close this off because I don't actually need it anymore. And I'm just going to try to, how do you move that across? There you go. So I can close that. And I'm just going to move it back again. Okay, so what I want to show you now is your Google AdWords. So I will, in the chat box, I'm just going to put this link for you guys. I would suggest that you, is it going to do it for me? You can see I'm really not technical. That's why I have Nathan here for me. So with this, what we're going to actually do is we're not actually going to set up any campaign. So I am not going to pay for anything. If you don't pay for your marketing though, you need to be prepared to put in some time. So you can't have it free and no time. So you either give one or the other. If you are willing to pay for it, you can have stuff done really quickly. But again, like, you've got to have the money for it. So you can actually, in here with AdWords, if you wanted to do AdWords, you can actually select the location. So we could choose a country, or you could choose a specific area. So for example, say I wanted to target, say, Melbourne. So I know Jolene's in Melbourne. What suburb are you in, Jolene? Can you write that in the questions box or the chat box? I'm having a mental blank. I've lost it. I'll just put Melbourne here, Victoria. I'm going to do neighbourhood rather than city. So you can actually target a specific area. So wherever you live, if you wanted to do Google AdWords, you could actually put in the suburbs, and you can actually set a radius as well, like 4 kilometers and stuff, if you did choose to do like the AdWords. So I'm just going to save that for the moment. This is the area that I want you to actually have a look at, and it's your keywords. And you'll see down here, you write your text for your ad. Now, can I tell you, I did AdWords about 4 years ago, and I got nothing from it. Now, in saying that, that was my own fault. And can I tell you why? What I did was I did an ad, and sorry, we're about to have a delivery. I did an ad, and what happened was I got lots of clicks on my ad, and what happened is they went through to the homepage of my website, and that's where I lost them, because it didn't specifically, when they went to that page, tell them how I was going to fix the problem. So this is why I'm telling you that you do need specific pages. If you want to use your website for marketing, you need specific pages built for whatever it is that you're wanting to treat. So, for example, for you, Phyllis, oncology aesthetics, you need a specific page on that. And if we typed in oncology aesthetics, there's 480 searches a month on oncology aesthetics. Now that is at the moment for, I don't know if that's just for Melbourne, but it should pretty much be for that specific area. So there's not a lot for oncology aesthetics. So this is a area, Phyllis, that you could absolutely dominate if you actually started using these keywords in your text on your website. So it needs to be in, and I'll go through it later, it needs to be in your heading, it needs to be in your metadata as well, which I'll show you, and it needs to be about 5 or 6 times through your text. Otherwise, it won't rank very highly. And you've got to remember too, it does take time for stuff to get up. The other suggestion I have for you with regards to getting your name out there is, how many of you have ever done a video and uploaded it onto YouTube about your business? Because I generally find most people have never done anything like that. But can I tell you, video ranks much higher than text, heaps higher than text. So if you, for example, Jolene, if you did a video on your business and about what you specialize in, and you decided on some keywords, for example, that you were going to do acne treatments in Melbourne, can I tell you that you would end up on #1 on the front page eventually, because it does rank higher. The same with you, all of you as well. Like if you did a specific video on your actual business, you would find that it would come up more. I'm just going to show you, like if I go and open up a new page here, I don't know how I'll make that. How do I make that smaller? I've got this panel in the way here. So if I go Google.com, I'm just seeing if this person's one is still there. So Townsville's where I used to live. I'm just going to move that over to the other side so I can see. So Generally, when you are wanting to be found, it's obviously for the location that you're in. One of the things I would suggest you get on is Google Maps, because that will actually, as you can see, Maps is coming up first. So you'll be more likely to have your business show up. There was a business that used to have a video, but it may not be there anymore. They had a video and it was showing up on the first or second page at the time, but it appears it is not there. So what I want to show you with your AdWords is you need to be picking ones that haven't got a lot of high demand for. If you try to, for example, pick acne treatment, there is 135,000 searches a month for it. Now, if you are going to try to get on the first page of Google with those keywords, all I can say is good luck. I hope you've got lots of money, because you're not going to get there. And this is the issue that some of the other girls had expressed to me. Like one of the girls in the US had a clinic, and she said to me, I don't get any calls for acne. And I looked at her website and I said, I know why. And she said, why? I said, because none of your pages are targeted on it. And she's like, oh. And she had paid out, seriously, she had paid out thousands for SEO. And they hadn't told her that. So you do need to have your pages tagged. That number there is too high. You're never going to win. 480 is probably quite low. I would be wanting to be aiming for something between about 3,000 to 7,000 clicks, because there's enough interest there so that you're going to be getting inquiries, but it's not so much that you're never going to get on the first page of Google, if that makes sense. Oops, and I've got a call coming in, and I'm going to stop that because I don't know who it is. Okay, so I'm just going to remove that one. So I was hoping last night, I was looking through and I was trying to find basically my pages that I'd actually done. So I used to have another business called Eclogite, and I was on the first page for quite a few keywords on text, but that domain is no longer visible. So what we will be doing next year particularly is we will be focusing on Rococo with targeting keywords like acne and stuff, so that we can actually get more traffic through. So what I want to show you this is YouTube. Again, YouTube is probably going to overtake Facebook with things. So with marketing, have you got any videos on YouTube? That's why I mentioned about having a actual video about your business. So if you were, for example, I'm just going to type in here, beauty salons, I'm just having a mental blank. Let's just put in Los Angeles. There's 90 searches a month for beauty salons in Los Angeles. Now, can I tell you that if you actually did a video and you stuck that and you put your, I'll show you the tags afterwards, but if you put your tags on there for Beauty Salons Melbourne, you would be showing up on YouTube and you would start to show up on the first page of Google. So when someone was actually typing that in, you would come up. And that's pretty much what you're trying to achieve. So video is really powerful for actually getting it out there. Nathan had done a course, and I can talk to him afterwards about this. He had done a course on how to do video marketing with your iPhone, like how to capture video, how to do it, and to still have it look like really professional. So if you'll have a look at comedogenic ingredients, which is something that is, okay, so there's 570 results for that keyword, and here's me on the first page. So that video was done 3 years ago. So it's not instantaneous. like I said, but if you can get traffic to your page and if you're getting traffic to your website, it's going to make you end up ranking higher. So I won't play this, but I just wanted to show you that you can get on the first page with keywords. All of mine are video, as I said, because my other website is obsolete. So another one, paraben facts. We're #1 for that. So again, it's just what keyword are you going to choose, and that's why you need to go through Google AdWords. So, and then my favorite topic, virgin coconut oil. Is it comedogenic? Well, yes, it is. And again, the whole thing of it being, what's the word, different because it's virgin is rubbish. So in that video, I actually go through it and I actually show people proof. So there is also programs which I will send an email out afterwards with that will capture your screen for you. So like you can see my screen now, you can do that with your computer. So if you want to position yourself as an expert and you want to show them something, it's fantastic for giving you credibility because they can actually see what's on your screen. So that's that. So what we're going to go through now is just the Google AdWords. So like I said, you really want it to be between 3,000 to 4,000, and then so what you do is you'll pick a keyword that you want to do. So I'm just having a look here. Okay, medication for acne. Now you could write a page on your website with those keywords in. And anyone who's got acne is going to start looking at it if they're searching for stuff. So I'll show you how to do this. Does everyone, just raise your hands, with your websites, is it something that you guys can add pages to and amend, or is your website done by an actual provider and every time you need to make an amendment, you need to email them? I'm just checking what everyone's status is with it. So can you all amend your websites? Just raise your hands if you can. Yep, you can. Awesome, Edie. Awesome, Jolene. Marina. Yep. Now, I'll just put your hands down, and I'm just curious too, what platform do you use? Has everyone seen the chat or the question box? Do you use WordPress, or Phyllis does her own? Oh, it's in Vaughan. Thank you, Jolene. Joomla. Okay. Weebly, I've seen. WordPress, Jolene. Awesome. I've got a WordPress website. So I'm assuming Weebly's fairly easy to do. Joomla I haven't actually used, but Rococo's is WordPress. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to show you what you can actually do with regards to doing it. So we are going to go into the back end, and I'm actually, for example, if we did do cystic acne treatment, that's an awesome one. It's got 6,600. Edie's is drag and drop. You should have some back end access, Edie, where you can actually put like meta tags and stuff in. I'll check with Nathan afterwards with regards to like the different platforms and what you do. So we're just going to log into the back. And I'll apologise, the internet is a little tad slow. Okay, so we are going to a page. So we're going to add a new one. So what I'll do today, because I'm not going to write this all during the webinar, I'm actually going to do like a topic, and I'm going to put this page out there, and then I'm going to submit it to Google, and then in a week's time, I'll get back to you and let you know where it is positioned. Where is it ranked? Is it, like on the 5th page? Is it on the 10th? Is it on the 1st? Because you can get ranked reasonably quickly. So just check. So we are going to here with our new page. We're going to put a a title. So if I go back to Google AdWords, we've got one here called cystic acne treatment. So I'm actually going to put that in here. So that's my heading. I'm just going to type it here for the moment. Obviously, I will need to write more about that in there. So the gist of it is these words here, cystic acne treatment, they need to be repeated about 5 to 6 times in your text. Now, when you do it, make sure that it flows like you're normally speaking, because I've seen some websites where they have just literally jammed the keywords in, and it is so painful for the actual person visiting their site to actually read it. The other thing I will say, and I haven't looked at people's website, is don't have colours in the background where it is just about impossible to read the text as well. That will make me jump off a page instantaneously. So whatever you're writing, it needs to be really clear and really visible with not a lot of background imagery or things, because it's distracting. So when you go down here, this is WordPress. So this is your SEO bit here. So this is actually what would come up on the heading, like for example, if we were to do a search. So I'll actually just go into Google again. And this is something that you guys can do. So type it into Google with regards to what it is that you're actually going to do. So this is our number one. And that's actually a organic search. So what that means is it's not a paid ad. These are paid ads. This is actually organic. And what we want to try to do is get you on the first page organically. So with these, I don't know whether or not, they used to have a thing called Cache, and it doesn't seem to have it anymore. But you can actually find out data from it. So here it's got like your background. But yeah, they used to have a thing called Cache, and what actually people used to do, because there was a website in Townsville, and I couldn't work out how they were ranking number one. And they've stopped it now, but what they were doing was they were typing the keywords in the background in basically, it would have a white background like here, and they made the text white so you couldn't see it, but then when you looked at what they call the cache, you could see it all through the back. So because people were doing that, Google actually stopped it, which was good, which made it more fair. But basically you need to put your words in here. So the key word we're going to put in is cystic acne treatment. This is something you guys need to do on your back end, and I don't know if whoever's done your website has done this. I know that for Rococo we haven't done full SEO on everything, which is something that we'll be getting done over the next coming months. So our focus keywords here, I love WordPress because it actually tells you whether or not you've ticked all the boxes for SEO. So it needs to be in your heading. It needs to be in your page title. It needs to be your page URL as well. So again, this is what would come up for the URL. And then you've got your content, which again, like I've only written 3 words at the moment because I haven't actually finished it. And then your meta description. So I'm actually going to put here, treatment of cystic acne can be achieved. What have I done?
That's a plugin.
Is it a plugin?
Yes.
Oh, what's the plugin called?
It's not generic WordPress, it's Yoast.
Okay, Nathan's just told me that the plugin, this is actually a plugin called Yoast SEO. So I'm just having a look Who?
There's 2 plugins, all in SEO or Yoast. They need to install one of those too.
There's 2 plugins apparently with it, and I might ask Nathan later.
I'll email him.
Yeah, he'll email you out about it so that you know how to do it. Especially if you've got WordPress. So Jolene, you've got WordPress, so this would apply for you. I don't know about the other platforms that you're using. Can I tell you, Weebly, I at one stage had a website with them, and because I'm really particular about things, I got frustrated because I couldn't change the colors and stuff, and so that's why I ended up, like, my first website ended up costing me $5,000, and like, I'd never spend that money again, but it was good. Everything was how I wanted it. So your meta description, so we've got your title here. So what the meta description is what shows up when they're looking for at like Google. So I'll just show you here. So this bit here is the meta description. So this is actually what's going to show up underneath the heading. And that's really important because I don't know about anyone else, but I read that and I decide from the meta description whether it is something that I actually, a page that I'd like to visit. And if the meta description doesn't entice me, then I'm not going to go to the page. But it's one of those things that people sort of go, oh, do I have to fill that in? And if you don't, you're missing out on a lot of clients. So I'm just going to put here, treatment of cystic acne can be achieved without harsh treatment. No, I'm not going to fill this all in now, but you get the gist of it. So I've still got 91 characters that I can write about it. And so I would just keep going with that, and that would then show up. So, okay, with my, I think that's about it for that. So then you just write your text. So you need to go through and pick some keywords for your website. And don't just pick like one. Build a page on a couple of them, and you should find that eventually you will start ranking and you will start getting customers through the door. So I'm going to just, at the moment, I'm just going to save that as a draft. Save draft. So I'm just going to save that as a draft because I'm going to go back to that later on tonight and do something with it. So what I suggest with your page is when you actually write your text, I want you to ask yourself objectively, if you came to this page and you had, say, for example, cystic acne, would you buy or would you contact the person? And again, this comes back to what are you trying to achieve with your marketing? So you need to be really clear on what it is you want the client to do or the prospective client to do. So do you want them to, for example, call you? So if that's the case, you actually need to tell them in your text, call now. Because if you don't give them direction, they're like, okay, well, what do I do now? If you're after a sale, your copy that you write needs to be very compelling because you haven't built a relationship with that client yet. So you have to build trust with them. And the only way you can build trust is through testimonials, guarantees, and what you're actually writing, whether it engages with them emotionally. I want to show you another page that's from a salon in Townsville. And can I tell you, they are actually like the #1 salon in Townsville, but their website, as far as what they've actually written for acne and stuff, is really generic and it's not engaging at all. So I'll bring that up. So I'm just going to go to, that's just cystic acne treatment. So if I go to, so you need to, with your tabs on your website, my suggestion is you actually go through Google AdWords and have a look. So for example, skin treatments gets 3,600, which is a good number. So if you put facials, it's 49,500. You're competing again with more people. You're competing with less with skin treatments. So again, I suggest you go through and have a look at what headings do you have on your website for your clients. How can you possibly get more people coming to your website? And the only way you're going to do it is with the words that you're choosing, because that's actually what's going to register on Google and what's going to bring up when people actually put it into the thing. So I want to show you this, and my intention is not to discredit this business. Like, they are a great business, but in saying that, can I tell you that I used to get all their acne clients that they couldn't fix, because they'd all end up coming to me. So all I've written here is acne is one of the common skin complaints we see in Townsville. We all know that acne is a serious condition which can affect people from adolescence through to later in life. That's why we offer a variety of acne treatment options customized to your individual skin type and condition. These treatments help destroy the acne-causing bacteria quickly, painlessly, and drug-free, blah, blah, blah. And then they go on about acne, what it's caused by, about acne, and what are the different forms of acne, blah, 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 blah. And look, all of that's really interesting, but it doesn't engage me in the slightest bit emotionally. Like, I don't read that as an acne sufferer and go, wow, I really should go to that salon. So whereas if they had something along the line of, you know, how it feels to be an acne sufferer, and, you know, the whole thing of, you know, for us, we don't like looking in the mirror. It took me a long time to be able to look in the mirror, because I hated, when I was 18, what I used to see, because my skin was a mess. So you need to engage them emotionally. And the question that you need to ask yourself is, you need to say, would this make me A, book in for treatment, or would it make me want to call them, or would it make me compelled enough that if they were selling a product that I would do it, that I would purchase. So what you really need to do is, and I can't get into it in this webinar because it's too long, you need to get inside their head and think, like, what is an acne sufferer going through? What is it that they don't like? And it's the same with skin rejuvenation. If you ask your clients, why do they get skin rejuvenation treatments done? It's because they want to avoid something. Generally, yes, they want to gain something, but it's usually avoidance. People will do more to avoid something than they will for pleasure. Like, they'll avoid pain more than they will pleasure, and that again is a psychological fact. So I would ask your clients what it is that they don't like. Maybe, you know, like, I know for me, I don't want to look in the mirror and see wrinkles because it makes me feel old. And I think for me, emotionally, I don't feel old. I still feel like I'm a big kid. So for me, I'm in a bit of denial. But ask your clients. The other really good thing that you can do is you can actually go onto forums. If you go onto, like, okay, I'm just thinking, Phil, it's like with the oncology aesthetics. If you were to go on to, like, a support group for those who had cancer, you will find out how they feel. And that is what I'm suggesting that you do with your marketing. Find out how your clients emotionally feel when they have that condition. And if you write that stuff in your marketing, how it makes them feel, and you engage their emotions, and then you tell them how you can fix it and how you can help them, they will call you. But if you don't engage their emotions, they won't call. And that's what I'm saying. Like, this does not engage me at all. And like I said, we had clients who had done this pathway with and they just didn't end up getting clear, and so they were frustrated. So they ended up coming, as I said, like because I specialised in skin, and also particularly because they knew I had acne, and it's very easy to relate to an acne client when you are an acne sufferer or you've had acne in the past. So pick a few keywords, girls. Not all the people who registered are on this call. So my suggestion is pick a few words, send me an email and let me know what you are going to choose as your words, and I will assist you with some marketing copy to get people onto your website. I'm really good at writing stuff and engaging emotions. But like I said, it's impossible to go through this all today. So if you could all pick one keyword, email me afterwards. It doesn't have to be straight after. Tell me what it is that you're going to use as your keyword, and then let me know. Also put in there too, just because it's in the chat box here, what website platform you're using, and then I can ask Nathan if there's any integrations that you could add that will boost your SEO for it, and then we can go from there, and then I can assist you with writing some information for it so that you will get your you'll get more calls and more clients. So I'm just going to close that one. Now, another thing that I wanted to show you is a thing called Lead Pages. And Lead Pages is a platform where you can actually do a targeted landing page. So if you're planning on, for example, selling a product, a landing page is really good. And if you've ever seen them, they're usually quite long. They have a header up the top, basically grabbing their attention, and it does. It needs to grab their attention, and then you write about what their problem is, how it makes them feel, and then you basically empathize with them, and then you write how you're going to fix it. Now, I'm all for integrity, so I'm not into bullshitting people. If you can't fix it, then don't say you can. But at the same token, you need to tell them how you're going to fix it. But you need to tell them in a way that a competitor is not going to go to your website and go, oh, she does that, awesome, I'm going to copy. So I don't know if that makes sense, but give them enough information for them to turn around and say, she knows what she's talking about. I can trust her, but not too much information that a competitor is going to turn around and literally swipe what you do. And that's why I'm talking about making these pages at the back invisible. So when I do that, I'm just actually having a look here. See how it's got your parent. So this is where you actually allocate it to a page. So if I wanted this to show up, for example, under education, or there'll be one here for treatment somewhere. Okay, so treatments. So if I wanted this to show up under acne treatments as a proper page on my website, then my script on that would be a little bit different than if I was trying to sell to someone. You can leave it as no parent. If you leave it as no parent, what will end up happening is it will be published on your website, but it will be invisible. So people won't actually know that that page is there. So from your competitor's point of view, they go to your website, they're not going to see it. So it stays hidden, but it's ranking in Google, and it's going to get people actually calling or buying or whatever and bringing you in business. So Lead Pages is a great platform. Do you remember how much it is?
$197 a month. A year.
Okay, it's $197 a year, which is really not that much for something that saves you a lot of issues. So I'm just going to do a brief one. So we're going to create a new page. So they've got templates in here, and this is why I like this, because it makes your job so much easier. I find most people are not technical. well, I'm certainly not. So generally those who are estheticians don't tend to be always so good with everything else. So you've got a Facebook tab opt-in, you've got an enter to win page, you've got here, what's that one, limited time promotion, then we've got a free consultation page. So that would be awesome for acne. If you want it, I don't know if you normally offer free consultations. I generally try to charge for them, but you could do it as a free consultation. Then you've got a testimonial sales page, and then you've got a webinar page as well. So I'm actually going to put in, let's have a look, e-commerce blog page. Okay. So that's a video sales page as well. So you can do, depending on what you're actually wanting to do. My suggestion with these sorts of things is don't try to sell to someone straight away. You really have a hard job of doing that. It generally takes about 7 interactions with a business before you are willing to buy. So don't think, oh, well, they've come to my website and they haven't bought, they're never going to buy. You need to have more interaction with them. So if you're not doing a newsletter, if you're not doing, which I'm guilty of, if you're not corresponding with your the people who are interested in your product regularly, they're going to lose interest. And it will take some time. Like I know for myself, some of the things that I've actually purchased, like marketing courses and stuff, it's taken me a while to be convinced that, yes, I want to actually buy this. And the reason being is because I have spent so much money. And look, you listen, this is a very familiar scenario what I'm telling you. I spent so much money on stuff and it's been a waste of time. So I'm skeptical. Now you can apply that to your acne client. How many of them would have spent so much money on stuff and they're tired of it? They're tired of people promising them something, but then they don't deliver. And that is literally how your clients feel. Because I know for me, that's how I was before I bought. I was so skeptical. It took consistent marketing from the business to actually win me over to purchase whatever it is that they were selling. Because I didn't want to get taken advantage of again. That's literally how I felt. So that will be the same with your clients. They will be very skeptical initially. So I'm actually going to, I will do an opt-in page too, and I'll get back to you within 2 weeks, and we'll let you know how things are going. But let's do, I'm actually going to do, where was it? This one I just saw. Long form free white paper page. Okay, so we're going to use this template. So we are going to pick a topic. Oh, don't really have much there, do? Health and fitness, alternative health and wellness, beauty appearance, there we go. So we're going to go into here. And my internet is slow. So I'm just going to close this, which is this page. I will finish this later this week. And what I'll do is I'll submit it into Google, and I'll email you girls back and show you where things are at. There is also another program that I discovered the other day, and it literally allows you to spy on your competitors. And unfortunately, it isn't free, as most things are not. I think it's this one here, because I was having a look last night. SEO is changing all the time. Like what used to be the way to do things is changing. So competitive data. So if I wanted to type in, I'm going to do that business in Townsville. and they are in Australia. Where's Australia? Google.com.au. So what it will actually do is it will actually, and it's still processing, we'll actually have a look at the domain and it will tell you what keywords they're actually using. So you can actually have a look at your competitors that are near you and you can analyze their websites and work out what they're actually using. So they've got 13 keywords. They're not paying for any paid searches. You can see this is all organic. They've got one backlink, which means they've got a website linking to them. That's what that means. These are, of the keywords that they've got, only 16.88% is from Australia. The rest is the US. So their top organic keywords are laser hair removal Townsville, dermatologist Townsville because they do have a doctor, vitamin B serum, which is a really odd one, Townsville cosmetic surgery, and then they've got a sunscreen in there. So you can actually go and have a look at your competitors. I'll put this in the chat box again so that you guys can actually see it and save the link. Oh, and you've got to do Control V so that it will actually go. But I found that really interesting because, yeah, you can find out what they're doing and literally you can compete with them. If you can do more pages with those keywords on, you will end up ranking higher than what they will. So let me just close that. Okay, so lead pages, literally you will end up with a page that looks like a sales page, which we've all seen. I'll do this up for you so you guys can have a look. But basically at the end of it, you get them to do something. So what I'm actually going to do is get them to actually download a report. That's the easiest way. You'll notice on Rococo's website, we have the comedogenic ingredient download. So what we're going to plan on doing with those emails is start to regularly email them about acne, because obviously those people who have signed in for that are interested in acne. So this gives you a way to section off your customers according to what they're interested in. So we could do a page on this like for acne, we could do a page on this for like skin rejuvenation, and it does take time to do it, but the advantage of this is fairly much it's free and you're not paying out for it. So really the only thing you're losing is your time if you do it. And that's pretty much about all I wanted to show you. So have you all picked a keyword? Just raise your hand if you have. Or something that you would like to target. I know Phyllis said oncology. But yeah, so what I'd like you to do, girls, is email me today or tomorrow. Have a look at Google AdWords with this keyword. Have a think about what you might like to target for a page, and then we'll get a page made up for you. I mean, obviously you'll have to do it on your end from the back end of your website, but I can help you with some copy for it and then go from there. So that's what we will be hopefully doing with Rococo next year, doing a bit more marketing things. What I'd like to do is November now. I am going to do another product seminar soon, but what I'd like to do to roll out next year is that we have 2 webinars a month, and that we have one webinar on business or marketing, and then another one on actual product knowledge and stuff. So that's it for today. Email me your words that you would like. Does anyone have any questions quickly before I round up? Okay, Edie's going to do aging. Awesome. You're welcome, Phyllis. I hope you guys got something out of it. It's really hard to sort of cram this into an hour. Marketing's a massive topic. But yeah, send me what you're going to do. Let's get you a page out there so that you can actually start ranking. Like I said, do a video about your business. You will rank on the first page of Google. I tell you, you will, because the video ranks higher than what text does. So thank you, girls, and I will be in touch soon, and I'll send you an email regarding those add-ins and stuff. I'll send it to you by tomorrow evening. I know Nathan's got a busy day today, so I'll get that information off him, and we will get that all out to you. Thanks for your attention, and for the USA girls, have a lovely evening, and Jolene, have a lovely day if you're not working. Okay, bye.